Hello guys and welcome. Behind me are the F22 front wings. In this series of episodes I'm going to show you how to mould your own wings or whatever car parts you want to do. There's going to be quite a few episodes involved. This first episode is going to be waxing, flanging and plasticening all the gaps, ready for gel coat and glass to go down. So let's get into this. So first port of call, if I can hold on to it, is wax. I use honey wax. It's a hard wax. Let me try and open this. There's not much in it. Oh, that's a good example. I'm nearly out of it. But that's a hard wax. You wax on, buff it off. We're going to be doing it 7 times just on the main face of it. We're not going to be going around any corners at all. We're just doing the main face. Once that has got 7 layers of wax buffed on and buffed off, we will then be building the flange, which is essentially a wall all the way around the whole thing, which once it's being laid up, the whole lot will be laid up so that we have a wall to bolt the 2 separate parts of mould to. So you're going to have this part of mould, you're going to have a second part, a third part, 4th part, a small 5th part. Maybe I might include that as one, and there's also going to be a part up here as well. So you're going to need a flange so you can bolt all of your moulds together. So yeah, let's get into this. Lots of waxing and then the long process of flanging and plasticening. So this is going to be fun. See you at some point during the video. Alright, now while plasticine and taking time to really look at my flange, I've done this bit so that I knew where I was going underneath there, because I'm not moulding the entire underside, just there, so I've still got those locators there. Now, I was thinking, and my brain hurts when I'm thinking about it too much, but a thought crossed my mind is not everyone's going to want these as a full wing. Some people might want these as just an over fender. So as it stands at the moment, this is all flanged up, perfect for if someone wanted them just as an over fender, apart from this bit here, because I've got the return angle here, but if I've cut it off there and it then just goes flat, it's not going to look that great for an over fender. So I'm going to tear this part off and continue it flat down there, so I still have that return angle. So yeah, I'm going to pull this off and start again. Yay! Right, that looks much better. Now we have that little return flange going all the way along, so he now has the option of doing it either as full wings or just as over fenders. So yeah, let's get back into the plasticine. So that's the main outer bead now finished. I know it looks a little bit tatty, but it's going to get one more wax and that'll clear up all this tatty looking stuff here. So now that the main outer seal is done, it's now time to do all the tiny little joins. I've got to fill up all these gaps, because if you don't fill up the gaps, the gel will fall inside, and you want this to be nice and smooth. Yep, back at it. Right, now that I have the whole thing flanged and plasticine, I can now better explain why we do this. So, as you can see, I've built the wall. I use a plastic. This is actually recycled plastic out of Mercedes Sprinter vans. So this doesn't actually require any waxing. This will release off the gel coat naturally. So the reason we do this flanging job is so that everything can release without being held up by anything. So for instance, this flange is here because we don't want the mould to go underneath here, because if the mould goes underneath here, we're never going to get it up and off. So, and Richard wants everything included. So if I wanted to mould this portion of the wing, if I want to mould this under portion of the wing, I need to put a split here, which is what I've done. So this is one part of mould here, and this will be a second part of mould there. Now the purpose of the plasticine, I like to use yellow plasticine because it's a lot softer, but you get all different types of plasticine. But the reason we use the plasticine is, one, to seal up any gaps that we might have, and two, is to give a nice radius. For instance, all the way along there we've got a nice radius. In all these corners we've got a nice radius, so that everything's just tied in nice and the mould's going to look nice when it comes out. Now the way we achieve that is with this little tool here. It's called a radius ball. These come in all different sizes. You can get them even smaller than this, and get absolutely massive ones. And then I've got this clay modelling tool for finer touch-ups. For instance, in these sort of areas where I want to keep as much definition of the 90-degree angle that goes round here as possible, I've kept this much smaller than the radius ball would. Obviously that's a lot smaller than the radius ball. So yeah, we use the plasticine to seal up our edges and create a nice radius for our mould. So that is where we are now at. It's all completely flanged up. Just going to have just one more wax just to tidy it all up, and we'll be ready for the gel coat and the resin and the glass. So I'm not going to bore you with doing the second one. I'm going to do that off camera and just get it done. And yeah, this is going to tie up the end of the episode. Second episode we will be laying these up. So please make sure you like, share and subscribe, so make sure you stay tuned. Once we've got all these moulds out of the way, I've got something a little special hiding out there. Be the next body kit that I'm doing. So stay tuned guys, it's going to be a lot of fun. Cheers.